So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about why the concept of restricting foods is a bad call. If you're trying to lose fat, restricting foods is not the way to go about it. Think of it like this. If you are restricting certain foods in your diet, if you're restricting certain foods that you're eating, especially the ones that you enjoy eating, you know, all the usual suspects, so you've got like cake, chocolate, crisps, all them good stuff that everybody loves eating all the time, then restricting these foods is actually putting you in a position where you are not allowing yourself to eat them, right? Obviously, that's what restricting is. The thing is, whenever somebody restricts you from doing something, mainly foods, you're going to be more likely to actually want it once you've been actively told that you cannot have it. And I'm going to prove that to you right now. So what I want you to do is not think of a purple dinosaur. I don't want you to think of a purple dinosaur. Well, what's the first thing that you think of? Guarantee it's Barney, isn't it? The thing is, I told you not to think of it, and therefore you wanted to think of it, and then you couldn't help but think of it. Now imagine what happens with food. So somebody told you, do not eat that food, you're not allowed to eat that food, eating that food is going to be bad for your fat loss. What's the first thing that you're going to want to do? It's going to be to eat that food. You're going to want to eat that food, and you're not going to be able to stop thinking about eating that food until you eventually get your hands on it. And then once you get your hands on it, your body is basically going to be like, okay, I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to have that food is. Let's consume as much of it as possible because I don't know when the next time I'm going to eat it is. And that's ultimately what restricting does. If, however, you don't restrict your foods, and I'm actually going to teach you a little bit of a tip that I actually teach my team to do. If you actually do the opposite, if you allow yourself to eat the foods that you want to eat every single day, you're going to be less likely to overconsume the foods that you're restricting, because overconsumption is usually a symptom of over-restriction, and if you're not restricting your favourite food, you won't overconsume it. But you'll also develop a bit of a better relationship with food as a result. So for example, this is something that I like to teach my team to do. If there is a certain food that you find yourself either over-restriction or over-consuming quite a lot of the time, then I want to make it your sole goal every single day to consume this food. Let's say, for example, it's chocolate. At the start of the day, I want you to log in on your calorie tracking app, whatever calorie tracking app that you're using is. I want you to log in 200 to 300 calories specifically for this food, or however much calories the food is. From that point, you're going to work your calories around those 200 to 300 calories. So let's say, for example, your deficit is 1,800. You log in 300 calories, that's when 1,500 remaining. You're going to then fit the remaining 1,500 calories around that 300. And then at the end of the day, you're going to actively make it your sole goal to eat that food. And once you eat that food, you're going to be still on track towards your fat loss goal because you're in line with your deficit. But you're also not going to feel the need to over-restrict it, because what's the point? You're going to eat it again the next day anyway. So what you're doing is, not only are you making progress whilst eating the foods that you're obviously feel like you're restricting previously, but you are also reducing your chances of overeating it anyway, because you're eating it every day. And ultimately, because of the long-term education that you're going to get from this, in realising that you can eat whatever food that you want and still fit it within your diet, you're going to develop a more positive relationship with food as a result. That's what I want you to do. And that is why restricting foods is a bad call. I hope that helps, and I hope that makes sense. If you've got any more questions for me, send them through to my Instagram at k.p_health. If you want any of my free guides, including my Ultimate Eating Out Guide, my 5-ingredient recipe book, and my free alcohol cheat sheet, email me on my email address, kieran@kphealth.co.uk, and I'll be more than happy to send that through to you, no strings attached. In the meantime, take care, have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Peace.